Today, I want to talk about things you should never put on your face. So many people are using home remedies or harsh products that quietly damage their skin. There are 11 things in particular you need to be very careful with. A few of them can be used in a very controlled way, but most of them are simply not meant for your facial skin. Before we get into the list, let's talk about what you are actually putting these things on. Your skin is the largest organ in your body. Your face has a huge surface area and a very important protective layer called the acid mantle. This is a thin film on the surface of your skin with a slightly acidic pH. Your skin is not neutral and it is not alkaline. On the pH scale, neutral is 7. Your facial skin usually sits between 4.5 and 5.5, which is quite acidic. When you go down one step on the pH scale, that is 10 times more acidic. So a small number change is actually a big shift. Why is it acidic? Because your face is covered with microbes that help protect you. In every square centimeter, you have over 1 million microbes that live on the surface and help defend you from the environment. So it is very important to understand what the skin is, what lives on it, and why you should not destroy that balance. If you put the wrong thing on your face, you can disrupt the pH and microbiome, and then you start to see problems. Redness, rashes, acne, dry skin, and many other issues. Let's go through 11 common things people put on their face and why they are a bad idea. First, straight apple cider vinegar. A lot of people like apple cider vinegar, and they think, if it is healthy to drink, it must be great for my skin. Yes, it is acidic, but it is way too acidic to use straight on your face. Undiluted apple cider vinegar has a pH around 2 to 3. That is incredibly strong for skin and much closer to battery acid than to healthy facial pH. If you apply it directly, you're very likely to cause chemical irritation, burning, redness, and damage to your barrier. Just to give you a picture, people have sprayed apple cider vinegar on weeds to kill them, and it can kill grass within a couple of days. You do not want that strength on your face. If, for some reason, you and your skin specialist decide to use apple cider vinegar topically, it must be heavily diluted. For example, about 1 teaspoon in 8 ounces of water, and even then it should be patch tested first. But straight apple cider vinegar should not go directly on your face. Next on the list is lemon or lime juice. These are often suggested in DIY skincare for brightening or fading dark spots. The problem is that they contain certain plant chemicals that can react with sunlight. When you put lemon or lime on your skin and then go out in the sun, you can develop a reaction called phytophotodermatitis. Phyto refers to plant-based chemicals, photo refers to light or sunlight, and dermatitis is inflammation of the skin. So you get a painful, inflamed, sometimes blistering reaction and dark patches that can last. You should not put lemon or lime juice on your face or your hair and then go into the sun. It is simply not worth the risk. Third, certain essential oils on the face. Essential oils are very concentrated plant extracts. There are a lot of essential oils that people apply directly to their face that really should not be there. Oils like cedarwood, tea tree, and other strong essential oils can be far too concentrated for facial skin. They can easily irritate and inflame the skin barrier, especially if used undiluted. If you are going to try an essential oil on your face at all, it should be properly diluted in a carrier oil that is meant for facial use, and you should always patch test a tiny area first. Even then, many essential oils are better reserved for other parts of the body where the skin is thicker and less sensitive. Your face is not the place to experiment with strong, undiluted essential oils. Fourth, bergamot oil in the sun. Another one to highlight by name is bergamot, which is used in some essential oils and perfumes. Bergamot can strongly increase the skin's sensitivity to sunlight, and when you combine it with sun exposure, it can cause a severe inflammatory reaction on the skin, similar to what I just described for lemon and lime. So bergamot-containing products should not be used on the face if you are going to be outdoors, and especially not just before sun exposure. Fifth, baking soda. Baking soda has a pH around 9, which is very alkaline. Remember, your facial skin wants to live around 4.5 to 5.5. When you go from 7 to 8, that is 10 times more alkaline. From 8 to 9 is another 10 times, so baking soda is about 100 times more alkaline than neutral. When you rub baking soda on your face, you alkalize that acidic environment. The protective microbes that like a slightly acidic pH can no longer thrive, and you disturb the whole ecosystem of your skin. You can think of it like soil. It has to stay in the right range to stay fertile and healthy. Baking soda is not a gentle exfoliator for facial skin. It is too disruptive for the acid mantle and should not be rubbed on your face. 6th, toothpaste on pimples. Some people still put toothpaste on their face, usually as a spot treatment for acne. Toothpaste is formulated for teeth, not skin. It often contains whitening agents, hydrogen peroxide, strong detergents, fluoride, and other ingredients that can be quite harsh, even on enamel. When you put those on your facial skin, especially repeatedly, you risk irritation, dryness, peeling, and sometimes a worse breakout. There are much better options for a pimple, such as a properly formulated vitamin C serum or ingredients derived from aspirin that are actually made for skin use. In any case, toothpaste should stay on your teeth, not on your face. 7th, rubbing alcohol and alcohol-heavy products. Alcohol is very good at killing microbes. That is why we use it on surfaces and for cleaning. But remember, your face is covered in good bacteria that you want to keep. If you repeatedly wipe your face with rubbing alcohol, you will kill off the helpful microbes and make room for the less friendly ones to overgrow. That is when you can start to see conditions like rosacea, redness, and other chronic irritation. The more you sterilize your face, the sicker your skin becomes. This also applies to creams and lotions that contain a lot of drying alcohol. They do not just kill microbes, they also strip away moisture and dehydrate the skin. So be very cautious with alcohol-based products on your face. 8th, hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is another very strong oxidizing and bleaching agent. It can be useful for removing stains from teeth or cleaning certain surfaces, but it is too harsh for facial skin. On the face, it can cause irritation, bleaching of hairs and patches of skin, and again, it will damage the microbiome. It is not a gentle disinfectant for your face. It is much stronger than that and should not be used as a regular facial treatment. 9th, hair dye on brows or lashes. Hair dye is formulated to be strong enough to chemically alter hair color on the scalp. It is not designed to be used close to the eyes. When people apply hair dye to their lashes or brows, there is a real risk that it can leak into the eye and cause serious damage, even vision loss in extreme cases. So be very careful with using any hair dye near your eyes. Brows and lashes need products that are specifically designed and safety tested for that area. 10th, topical steroids on the face. Steroid creams are often given to calm down red, flaky, or inflamed patches on the face. People get used to them and sometimes apply them repeatedly without thinking. Topical steroids can sometimes be appropriate on certain body areas for a short time under medical supervision, but the skin on your face is thinner and far more delicate. When you keep using steroid creams on your face, they do more than just take away inflammation. They shut down the local immune response, reduce collagen production, and slow down new skin cell growth. Over time, you can end up with paper-thin skin, visible blood vessels, an overgrowth of unfriendly bacteria, skin atrophy, stretch marks, severe redness, and changes in pigmentation. So be extremely cautious with steroid creams on your face, especially for long periods. Always use them only under direct guidance from your clinician and discuss alternative options where possible. 11th, daily exfoliating scrubs and over-cleansing. Many people believe that the cleaner and more stripped their face feels, the healthier it is. So they scrub every single day with rough scrubs or strong cleansers. What you are actually doing is scrubbing off your microbiome and protective barrier. You are sterilizing the surface and taking away your skin's natural defense. I did this myself when I had acne in high school. I scrubbed aggressively, and the more I scrubbed, the worse my skin became. More redness, more irritation, more breakouts. There is nothing wrong with using a gentle scrub occasionally, but not every day. Your skin needs time to recover. A few final notes. Consider a filter for your shower head to reduce chlorine and other chemicals that can irritate skin. With makeup, try to choose products that are as chemical-free and fragrance-free as possible, especially your foundation, since it sits directly on your skin for many hours. Remember that healthy skin is balanced, not sterilized. Your goal is to support your skin barrier and microbiome, not to strip them away. If you protect your acid mantle and stop putting the wrong things on your face, your skin has a much better chance to calm down, heal, and look healthier.